Hey guys, welcome to another video. Joe Sidoti here. Thanks for watching. Today I'm going to talk about 5 of my favorite or go-to EQ plugins, what plugins I use and how I use them. And stay till the end because I'm going to show you a trick that almost nobody talks about when it comes to plugins. Let's do it. All right, let's dive into my top 5 go-to EQs. I'll start with the one I use the least, and I'll get all the way to the one that I use the most. Okay, first EQ is the Avid 304E. This one I use from time to time. It's new to me because it came with the latest version of Pro Tools. I'm on 2020.5, I think it is. This thing here I use because it has such a pretty top end. It adds almost a level of distortion in a crystal clear top end. It's, you know, you can't really mess it up. There's no picking the frequency. It's, you want more treble or less, more bass or less, and just sweep the mids. I have been using this a lot on percussion, acoustic guitars, things that I really want, like treble to just be really, what's the word? Trebly. No, that's not the word. Textured. That's the word I'm looking for. When I want things to be textured, this top end does it for me. So that is the 304E from Avid. It's the first EQ we're showing. All right. Let's go to EQ number 2. And this is the Renaissance EQ, right? They've got an R2, 4, and 6, as you can imagine. There's 2 bands, 4 bands, or 6 bands. I kind of go to the 4 because I figure if you can't get it done with 4 bands, go back and figure out why, because there's something else wrong. Okay. I pretty much am using this for guitars, quick little things where I just want a high pass and maybe a shelf, and I just want to kind of sweeten something up. This really becomes kind of like my default, like, cheap EQ.
Cheap EQ.
If that makes any sense. A lot of people will just use the stock, you know, EQ that comes with Pro Tools. The 7 band or whatever it is. I like this one. This one is just boom, boom, done. All right, get it out of there. All right, EQ number 3. Now this one is a new one, so I'm into it right now. It's the SLATE Infinity EQ. I used to use the Eosis Air EQ, which really is very, very similar to this. You can tell that they took things from that and just changed the UI a little bit to be a little bit more modern, I suppose. I use this on all sorts of things. I use it on drums, bass, guitars, vocals, keyboards, mix bus, a lot of times on the mix bus. Let me show you a few things that make it stand out from other EQs. Notably, how you can see here that's blue and then yellow or whatever color that is. I'm colorblind. That is a blend of mid-side. So here you've got the amber is the mid and the blue is the side. So I'm adding, you know, a little bit of EQ here. Let's see where I'm adding what, 2 dB, 3 dB? Okay. But if I change this slider here, it's both. You know, it's the full stereo spectrum, or I can add it to just the mids, the mid section, the middle, or I can add it to just the sides. And then if you go past 100%, it not only adds it to the side, but it pulls it from the mid. Okay, that is super flexible. I mean, maybe you want to widen the spectrum of your mix and you really want the top end of the cymbals to be really wide, but you don't want there to be extra top end in the middle on your vocals or whatever. And you can use this to taste to really help spread that mix out wide. So that's the Infinity EQ. It's new, I'm really digging it, and I love the way it sounds. This is the SLATE Virtual Mix Rack, and I have two EQs really as my number 4 EQ. They are both the custom series EQs, and these things are when I don't want color, I just want to shape something. A lot of times you want to color the sound. That the 304E from Avid, that treble, I mean, it really colors the sound, and I want that, and that's when I go for that. The custom series, not so much, and that's exactly why I use it and when I decide to use it. The top end is smooth. The frequencies that they give you are exactly what you want. You know, there's no real guesswork here. You just, all you can do on the high mid is 2, 4, or 7. You can bypass, you know, each band to see if you like what you did. It's got a smooth high pass, a very smooth low pass. It's just transparent, I guess is the word. And that's why I like to use it on things where I don't want to hear the EQ, I just want to kind of shape the tone. And then second on the custom series is this lift. It's real simple, you can't mess it up. All right, present or silky, you just add some presence or you add some silk. And then punchy or big, you can add some big, deep bottom end, or you can go up a little bit and it's a little bit more punchy, or a little bit more in your chest. It's really easy to just give a little more top end, a little more bottom end, and voila, you've just sweetened up the track. I use this on drums, vocals, guitar, anything I just want to kind of add some presence or some bigness. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Okay, that is the custom series EQ. And EQ number 5. All right, this is a go-to EQ for me. Now, technically, I get it. It's a channel strip, but I almost exclusively use it as an EQ. I sometimes use the compressor. I definitely use the drive on the channel. Let me put this on screen so you can see what it looks like. This is the Softube Console 1. This is officially licensed by Solid State. So they actually listen to it and say, yep, that sounds like an SSL. Again, I put this on everything. Because it's the Console 1, the whole idea is that you put it on every track and you use it as if it's a console. So I pretend like I have an analog console and I'm doing a hybrid setup, and I'm landing every output from Pro Tools on my desk, right? Which in this case is a virtual desk, and it's the Console 1. I've got the knobs where I can totally tweak and I don't have to worry about using my mouse. I just turn the knob and move on. I keep the screen full like this. I don't even want to see Pro Tools when I'm getting my basic mix together. I just want to have this on the screen so that I can go flipping through channels, selecting, EQing, compressing, and that's it. And I get my basic balance that way. And then I season to taste with the other 4 plugins. Of course, I use more than those 4, but that's just kind of what I've been using a lot lately. So there you have it. Now, at the beginning of this video, I promised a special tip that no one is really talking about. And what it is a form of a preset, but it's how to get a plugin when you instantiate it to come up with your go-to startup settings as default, as opposed to the factory default. So here I've got Infinity EQ, it's in factory default, and let's say that I'm always doing the same thing, right? I'm always adding this, I'm always adding that, and then I'm always adding this. And I want this to be the factory default. Here's how you do it. First things first, you click under here, this is how you do it in Pro Tools, by the way. Doing it in Logic and Ableton and all the other stuff, I'm not sure. You click here and you say Save Settings As, and you can title it. I'm going to call this Inf EQ Start, okay? And I'm saving this to the default plugin settings. Save. Now you have to do one other thing. You have to come down here to Settings, Preferences, and make sure to set plugin default to user setting. Okay, if it's in factory setting, it'll only see the factory defaults and settings. So you want to make sure it's on user setting, and then you simply say set as user default. Boom. So now when I get rid of this plugin, no insert, and I go and I bring it back, I go to EQ, and I go to Infinity EQ. Where are you? There you are. Boom. This is now my startup. Infinity EQ Start. I can go back to factory default, or I can go to my user default. So that is a really cool trick. If you're constantly using the same plugins for the same things and doing the same things, and you're always going, let me kill this, add this, do this, then this is a perfect way to get past all that. It's to set up a setting, make sure it's set as the default. Well, there you have it. That was my 5 favorite EQ plugins, at least for this month. You know, it changes all the time. And just keep in mind that it doesn't matter what plugin you use. A good engineer can make any EQ plugin sound good and do what they want it to do. So don't get bogged down in which plugins you have, and I wish I could spend more money on the better plugins. No, spend more time working on your instinct, and that is going to make the hugest difference. So once again, I really appreciate your time. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope that you're getting stuff out of these videos. Please leave a comment below. Let me know if you're digging what I'm putting out so I can make more videos like this. As always, please like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps. I want to try and make this thing bigger and better, so help me with that, and I really appreciate it. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next video.